I'd be able to sing if my mom didn't put a perm in my hair when I was 7. Professionals in the beauty industry everywhere have been chiming in on what we're talking about today. We'll be discussing Permgate. I like how I said discussing. Like this is important news. Well, no. Imagine spending over 6 years to save up $200 to get the perm of your life, and it looks like this. What are my qualifications to comment on this? Well, I begged my mom for a perm when I was like 7 or 8 because she had one and I thought her hair looked really pretty. She refused for a couple months, but I kept asking, so eventually she gave in. And then in 5th grade, I refused to keep letting her perm my hair because I really started to hate the tingly burning sensation. The smell didn't even bother me that much. I just didn't like the sensation anymore. And I haven't gotten a perm since. Obviously, my hair is like kinky curly and the perms were to straighten my hair. Imagine my surprise when I found out that people with straight or wavy hair get perms to make their hair curly or just more wavy. I was just as surprised as you're gonna be when I tell you that my friends at Bellessa and I are literally sending out free roses with your order. Bellessa is a bi-woman company for all things sexual wellness. Their mission is to empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. Like I already mentioned, your order comes with a free rose. You know, the world famous rose. It blew up on TikTok. Literally everyone talks about it. It's got 10 suction modes. It's splash proof, if you know what I mean. It's pretty much silent but deadly. Visit Bellessa using the link in my description and you will be receiving a free rose toy with your order. If you want something a bit more simple that doesn't have any pattern modes, I would go with the Pebble. I think it's adorable and it comes in this really cute pink color. It's ergonomically built to fit perfectly in your hand, and suction and vibration are controlled independently. If you need a little more privacy, the Air Vibe comes in the most discreet casing. Don't let the case fool you though. The Air Vibe still packs a punch. You get dual stimulation with sensations for your G-spot and your sweet spot. Also, waterproof and rechargeable. If you need a little bit of everything, Bellessa has you covered with the Thump, a toy that does it all, vibrates, suctions, and, as its name implies, thumps. The Thump features Bellessa's Pleasure Jet technology and true feel vibrations, and you still get to have your privacy since the Thump fits and charges in a discreet carrying case. They went all out to give you that natural clitoral thumping for a more lifelike sensation. The Thump is designed to meet all your clitoral needs. I'll say it again, everyone using my link will receive a free rose toy with their order, so go check out Bellessa using the link in my description. Meet Millie from North Carolina, a single mom who works too hard, who works a minimum wage or near minimum wage job, and is also in a band chasing her dreams as a musician. As mentioned earlier, she saved up about $200 over 6 years to get a perm, and it turned out like this. Thousands of people on the internet rallied behind her so that she could get a refund and perhaps some additional support in helping fix her hair. The salon at the center of the debacle being Vanity Salon and Color Bar, located in Garner, North Carolina. When Millie's story initially started to go viral, people took to Google to storm Vanity Salon's reviews, so much so that they had gone down to a 1 point something. Most, if not all of those reviews have been removed, and last time I checked, they were sitting at a comfortable 4.6 on Google. At the time of this recording, they are still struggling on Yelp, which may not last long since Yelp has posted this message on their page. Sorry, but the banner with Millie's face and hair all across it is sending me. Before I show you the viral video, I want to show you the video she posted the day before. So the day before she posted her viral video, but the day right after she got her hair permed. She definitely knew something was wrong pretty much right away.
So I got a perm yesterday. This is my hair. I'm trying to wait the full 48 hours. Because I know that that's what I'm supposed to wait. But I genuinely am so scared. Like,
oh! Who the f did your hair?
Even at this point, her hair is already starting to resemble Static Shock's.
Guys, this can't be good.
This is indeed not good. You need to call the authorities. Call the fire department. Call the mayor. Call somebody immediately.
Like, okay, there's maybe a potential curl kind of thing in there. I paid $200 for this.
200 US American dollars to look like this? I would have gone back to that salon and did a sit-in protest. I'm not leaving until I get my money back. Call the authorities. Let's see whose side they take.
Like, where it just looks frizzy, right?
That's beyond frizz. That's fried.
Today we're making the Colonel's original recipe.
It doesn't, like, please somebody tell me that when I wash this, and should I even wait the 48 hours? Should I even wait the 48 hours? I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I am so mad. I'm so mad.
Not mad enough. Sorry, I'd be enraged.
Like, do I just do it, like, do I do one now and hope that, like, it loosens the curl pattern a bit? What do I do?
Take it to court.
I've never seen a clearer case for pain and suffering. People were already offering advice in the comment section of this post, and I know I made some jokes throughout the clip, but I definitely understand why she didn't immediately go back to the salon. When you go to a professional to get a service, especially a service that you don't know much about and you're not an expert in most cases, you're gonna trust the professional. And because you trust the professional, you're gonna do your best to trust the process. I don't know the average cost of a perm, but if I gotta pay 200 big ones and I'm at a place with great reviews, I'm thinking I'm in good hands. Before we move into the video that Millie went viral for, this was her hair before the perm. I'm no hairdresser, but that looks like relatively healthy hair to me. So I don't think Millie is overreacting in this next clip, but I do think you're crazy because you thought there wasn't gonna be a family sip. A sponsor doesn't change anything. Matter of fact, I gave you some time to go get some water. Family sip, cheers.
So I am shaking. I'm sorry, I understand this is like maybe too much for hair, but got my hair done at this stupid fucking salon called Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina. I got my hair done by Ashlyn.
Write that down.
And I have waited 6 years to get my hair done professionally again. I work a minimum wage job, so I work really hard to save my money, and I've just been box dyeing it with black box dye.
Write that down.
Until I was able to go and get a perm. I've really wanted a perm for a really long time. I came in to get one. When we sat down, we did a curl test. She immediately did a curl test on the back of my hair back here. She put the product on, and then she asked me, have you had any bleach in your hair? No, not in over 10 years. Have you had any type of henna? No, never henna. I know henna won't come out, so I never touch henna. Have you box dyed it? Yes, I did box dye it a couple months ago. This is the box dye I used. She looked up the ingredients on the box dye to make sure that none of them would have any interference with the perm that she was about to put on my head. Then she put the perm on my head, and I think she left it on too long. I don't know what happened, but when she was rinsing it out, it felt like when she was pulling through my hair, like I could feel it, like...
I do understand why she would be so upset over this. Even aside from the $200, hair for a lot of people is a big part of your identity. I've never really had that relationship with my hair. My relationship more so revolved around learning to love it. So for myself at least, I've always thought it's just hair, it'll grow back. But that is not the case for everybody. Birthing a child can cause hair loss or permanent thinning of the hair. Genetics play a big role in everything, including your hair. Depending on your genetics, you may have to try really, really hard to retain any length, or you may have a higher chance of being diagnosed with something like alopecia. Even something like your hair turning gray while you're young, or just in general, can affect your self-esteem. I know people who have been diagnosed with cancer and had to go through treatments. You go through that process of losing your hair, which may cause certain feelings to arrive, and then if you do decide that you want to wear a wig, that could cause a whole other set of emotions. Hair can be a really big deal for a lot of people, and it's one of those things that a lot of people don't have to think about until you have to think about it. On top of that, she spent $200 just for her hair to be ruined.
I'm sorry, I've spent so much of my life trying to get my hair like to be the way that I like, healthy and long and pretty, and I trusted the salon. I spent over $200 on this. I trusted the salon, so I go in there today because 5 days ago I called them and let them know that my hair was burned, completely burned. Like my screen is like blurry right now. I'm sorry, I'm trying to calm down. 5 days ago I left a review and I called Ashlyn and I said, this is what happened to my hair. Like, can you please refund me or do something to fix it? She said, no.
No.
Do not piss me off.
I told you whenever I did your hair that there was a chance it could melt. And I don't do refunds. And then she hung up on me.
Come on, let's go outside.
Go outside for what?
We're gonna fight.
Being hung up on by a professional who I just paid $200 to ruin my hair would have sent me into lunacy. Do you know that I know where you work? We can either reach a resolution over the phone, or we can finish the conversation in front of your next client while you're frying their hair. You decide. Like, you didn't even tell her to come in so you could take a look at what's going on with her hair. This is my thing. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so passionate about this all of a sudden, but this is my thing. How can you be so okay with wronging somebody, or like at the very least leaving someone so unhappy, unsatisfied, and distraught with your own service? Like, is the thought of someone rightfully being able to say,
Ashlyn ruined my hair, and after refusing to give me a refund, she hung up on me. Not even a partial refund.
like they could say that about you and it's the truth.
And that doesn't bother you?
I know we weren't there and we don't know exactly how the conversation went. Maybe it was more emotionally charged than what Millie made it seem, but it's just hard for me to imagine that this story would have progressed the way that it did if Ashlyn had at least done the courtesy of inviting her back into the salon to see what was going on and see how she could help for free. I do want to point out that within this story, Millie does state that Ashlyn said that she told her there was a possibility of her hair melting and she doesn't do refunds. Millie does later clarify that Ashlyn never told her that her hair could melt. Obviously, we can't really verify whether she was told that or not, but whether or not she was advised of that. If there was a possibility of her hair melting, then it sounds like it's not in her best interest to do this, so why was the service still performed? I definitely have heard stories of my friends wanting to do certain stuff with their hair. They make an appointment, they get there, and the hairdresser or hairstylist tells them no, they can't do what they want to do because of a past color or a past treatment. I don't know the terminologies, but my point is that hairstylists can say no, and typically they say no not only to protect themselves, but their clients as well.
So then I called the salon back and I said, hey, my stylist just hung up on me after I asked for a refund. Can I talk to the head of the salon? They said, we'll get back to you. The head of the salon will get back to you. I said, okay, thank you. I waited patiently. I waited 5 days. I even left a review on Google and Yelp, but that was it. I didn't want to come to TikTok yet and release the names of everybody because I was giving everybody a chance to do the right thing.
I feel like that's fair. I've worked for a small business before, and the owner was always checking reviews.
We cannot beat this motherfucking team for shit!
So I think there is a good chance that the owner was aware of the situation to some degree.
So I wait, nobody calls. I call today and they say, hey, yeah, the owner is here today and she said she's going to give you a call before she leaves. It's just in a couple minutes. It won't be long. I said, okay. I waited. I took my 15-minute break then just so that I could wait and see if she called me. Nope, didn't call me. Didn't call me at all today. So what do? I go down to the salon for the first time since going back with my hair like this. And I walk in and I wait. I wait for over 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Well, yeah, that.
Nobody comes to the desk.
Was there a sign posted?
So I finally have to go back to one of the chairs, one of the rooms where somebody's doing something. And I said, hi, where's the owner of the salon? And she said, oh, she's not here right now. She left earlier. I said, well, can I have her number so I can call her? She was like, no, I don't give out her number.
I do think it is standard practice to not give out the business owner's personal contact, but she doesn't have an email that y'all could offer.
And I was like, well, is there anybody that I can talk to about getting a refund for my hair because it's melting off my head? And she was like, I have a client right now. I can't help you.
So everyone here is just rude and uncanny?
How do you see a girl in tears come into your salon with hair like this, who tells you she's a single mom who works too hard, working a minimum wage job, and she saved up for over 6 years to get her hair done just to have a nice, relaxing experience, to feel pretty afterwards? And I don't. My hair is ruined. Don't tell me to use the Olaplex. I've used the whole Olaplex kit.
Olaplex is so expensive. They need to reimburse you for that too.
Don't tell me to do a certain curling thing and maybe your curling pattern will come through. There's no curling pattern. It's completely fried. Completely fried. I literally look like I am a wet dog that's been electrocuted. And I cannot manage it. I can't even put my fingers through it without it just getting stuck. It's so bad. And it was so silky and so beautiful and so healthy before. So if you want to get your hair done, do not go to Vanity Salon and Color Bar. They'll take your money and they'll fry your hair. And you know what else is so funny is that on the Yelp and the Google review that I left, the owner responded.
I knew it.
And said, we're so sorry for your experience. We want to make it right. We want to regain your trust. Please call us immediately. No response. No response. Yeah, don't come to Vanity Salon and Color Bar. And don't book Ashlyn Argo.
So that was the viral clip. It has over 2 million likes and 22 million views on TikTok. Redkin commented on it. This other verified person with a hair care line commented on it. Someone from Vanity Salon itself even commented. A salon owner by the name of Lita reached out to Millie.
Millie, I just want to reach out. I am a local salon in Raleigh.
But then she also reached out to Ashlyn.
Alright, this message is for Ashlyn. What I want to offer you is if you'd like to come to Tone Hair Salon and shadow us, you are more than welcome to do that.
Because she reached out to both of them, people were like, girl, you're weird. And I don't know if it's necessarily weird to extend some grace to Ashlyn. The fact that the posts were basically one after another, I do get how it can come off as sort of clout chasey, but the backlash from Lita's post led her to make a follow-up video with 2 black women sitting on either side of her, telling everyone that Lita acts black.
And now Millie's coming at me, and I'm like, what the hell?
You can pause to read if you'd like a little bit more context, but I just thought it was very weird to intentionally pose with black people to prove that you have black staff. Maybe she already had this photo, but then to use it as proof, still very strange. I know that in the comment they basically said, do you have any black or POC staff? But I just feel like a simple yes would have sufficed. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't make me so uncomfortable if it wasn't followed up by this video of Lita saying that she's blacker than presumably a black person, and 2 presumably black women saying that she acts black.
Something about black lives, like I'm not, what? I don't know what to say.
Black managers. Like,
I don't know if this is appropriate, but a lot of people saying blacker than trans.
Well, that's what I thought you were saying, black mannerisms, because she acts black.
No clue how that line made the cut. I don't know if she was being called racist or something, but that to me was definitely weird. But the comment that really caught Millie's attention was from Alfredo Lewis. Oh no, love. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I've seen this before. It's over processed. I'd def be open to trying to help you. Prayer hands emoji. And Millie responded, hi. Oh my god, I love you. I would die to have your help, king. I am not familiar with Alfredo. All I know is that he's verified, he's based out of LA, he's the CEO of Coat. I don't know if Coat is a good brand or not, and it seems like he's known for fixing botched hair. Half of that information I got from his TikTok bio. From what people have been saying about Alfredo, even though Millie loves him, choosing to take Alfredo up on his offer apparently may not be the best option. But we'll come back to that. Millie is going viral, and there are now numerous requests all across Vanity Salon's social media for them to refund Millie. People even find Ashlyn, the stylist who ruined Millie's hair, social media accounts, and booking page. People were filling up her books with no intention to go to appointments, just to have an impact on her income, posting pictures of other bad perms or hairstyles she had given other people. Not as bad as Millie's, but definitely still not great. Someone found out that she's likely had her license less than a year. The wrong account was identified as Ashlyn's at some point, leading to this post. I'm not sure if Ashlyn ever responded publicly to Millie. At some point, Vanity Salon had their comments completely off. Now they're back on with limited access. And currently, at the time of this recording, they still have content on their page showing Ashlyn's work. Someone said they got this post from one of Ashlyn's alleged accounts. I brought this up because people were trying to make it seem as though this was Ashlyn's response to Millie's post. And by the time that I saw this story, it seemed as though Ashlyn had maybe deactivated all of her accounts, because I was not able to pull up a single account for Ashlyn that looks like the accounts that people are talking about. But I wasn't able to verify personally if this was from an account of Ashlyn's. And even if it was, the date on the post says it's from April, and Millie's first video regarding her perm was posted on August 6th. However, if it is from Ashlyn's account, then it would support Millie's claim that Ashlyn tried to convert her during her appointment.
And Ashlyn Argo tried to make me a Christian while I was there too, in her seat. So tried to get me to come to church with her, talk to me about how much God means to her. Really loving chick. Great example of a God-fearing woman.
I know it's a very Christian thing to do, to share your faith, but trying to convert people at your place of employment when they are low-key at your mercy might be a bit much, to me anyway. But again, we weren't there, so maybe it was just an invitation to church, which I could understand depending on the context of the conversation, but that's very different than trying to make someone accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior while you're applying chemicals to their head.
Last thing about this, and then I'll let it go. When I went into the salon, Ashlyn Argo, I walked up to her. She had a client in her seat. I just walked up and stared at her. And she said, I kid you not, just walked there and stood and stared at her with my hair like this. And she looked at me and she goes, I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Then who was it, Ashlyn? Because if it wasn't you, and it wasn't Jesus, and the devil is busy trying to figure out which marginalized group is gonna lose their rights next,
Who else was it?
as Millie's story continued to gain traction, Millie took a second to thank everybody for their support.
Your comments have been so encouraging. Thank you. I needed to hear a lot of the things that you guys have been saying. I feel so much more validated in my emotions about the situation.
Of course, when stories blow up on the internet, people have a ton of questions. So Millie did take some time to clarify some things that people were confused about when she initially posted her story.
Okay, I'm here to clear up 2 different conspiracies here. 1, the strand test. 2, why did I pay afterwards? 1, the strand test, she took this piece of hair right here, the one that's broken off now, and she put Perm solution in it. She left it in for 30 seconds. She didn't use a roller or anything, didn't curl it around her finger, didn't rinse it out, none of that. Nope. She left it in for 30 seconds, then she took her fingers, she ran it through the hair, she gave it a good pull, and she said, yep, looks like it's going to be fine. And then she said, I smell a perm coming, and she ran back to go get the rods. Okay, that's what happened with the strand test. I didn't get to see a curl or anything. All I did was see her put the solution on my hair, check that. I thought she was just checking that the porosity was right, that it wasn't too elasticy, you know what I mean? And that then, once she said it was fine, that the rest of the head would be fine. I trusted her. My bad. Second thing, why did I pay? When I finished it, she was like, I know it looks huge. It's ginormous right now, because I'm like, this is, nah. She was like, do you like it? And I was like, and then she was like, well, you know, it's literally, you have to wait 48 to 72 hours to wash this hair. Holy shit, I'm changing colors right now because of the sun. And I was like, okay, so like, it's gonna be, she was like, well, yeah, the curl patterns, like once you rinse out, she's like, you can't rinse out Perm solution. So the Perm solution's still in your hair. So that's why it looks like that. So she was like, when you rinse it out, all that Perm solution's gonna come out and those curls are gonna be there. I can already see curl patterns. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm overreacting. This is a lot of volume at least. Maybe I'll go home and I'll do what she says after 48 hours. I'll wait the 48 hours. I waited the 48 hours. And then when I washed it, I had the full Olaplex kit already because I was terrified it was already burnt, which is, by the way, made my first video, which shows me in the car like, hey, I'm worried about my hair, guys.
Millie did get some questions and snarky comments about why it took over 6 years to save $200, which she addressed.
So I wanted to come on here and say one thing, because I've been seeing a whole bunch of people be like, there's absolutely no way it took her 6 years to save up $200. She's lying for your sympathy and attention. And you guys are falling right the into it. I'm sorry, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal as a mom. Do you know how many injuries I've had to pay for? How many birthday parties and events and things that are going on? I take all the money that I've saved for myself and I give it to them. I am on food stamps. I drove a Honda Element for the past 6 years that just died last month, and I had to get a new used car, and that Honda Element had a broken window for a whole year that I duct taped, and on the duct tape it said, we pick our battles, with a smiley face, because I couldn't fix the window. I have never been financially stable. And I'm not saying this because I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of it. Of course I want to be financially stable. I'd love to go get Botox and lip fillers and not use box dye on my hair. I would love to do that. You know how many people would love to do that? So many people. But they can't. So I'm tired of everybody getting on here saying, you had so much 6 years to save $200. That is a long time to save $200. I got the $200 quicker than 6 years. I spent it on something else before then. Something needed, like electricity or water or food. Sue me. Actually, please don't.
I understand being skeptical of people on the internet, but she had already said that she's a single mom who works too hard with a minimum wage job. So the fact that it took 6 years to save up $200 exclusively for herself made sense to me. Every time I have any extra money, my car coughs up a part. So it's either that or I have to spend it on something that I've been putting off, like going to the dentist. This is kind of an aside, but during this whole thing, Millie ended up plugging her band low-key because she wanted to take the opportunity, because this is the most attention her page has ever gotten.
We are never married. And here we are. So here we are.
And people started calling her deceptive, and I guess they're implying the real reason that it took over 6 years to save up $200 is because she had to pay for studio time. And to that I say, so she can't have hopes and dreams and hobbies? Doing 96% of things cost money, even if it's just a hobby. Especially if you're trying to monetize a thing that you do. Even if you have a hobby that doesn't require money directly, it still somehow leads to spending more money. Like if you like to go on walks, depending on how often you walk, you're gonna have to do more laundry. And when you have to do more laundry, what do you have to do? Buy more laundry materials. So now you're spending a little extra on laundry than the average person who doesn't exercise. Also, having a full-time job and not being able to do anything except go home and go to work, it's already normalized. I'm bored. Let's fight for livable wages. I think that's a much more worthy cause than chastising people who are paying bills, paying rent, taking care of their kids, and saving money to self-indulge.
So all of this was just to promote your band?
Ah, yes. The old fry your hair and get famous trick. Classic. Like, what are we talking about? There are already videos on her TikTok page of her singing dating back to like 2021. And boy, did people look at those videos after Millie made a mere mention of her dream of being a vocal artist. People just resorted to blaming her for the entire situation. She got on the internet and cried, trying to go viral, bashed the salon, got the stylist fired because she lied. She lied to the stylist about having bleached hair under the box dye. She was blonde last year in 2025. This is a whole rabbit hole within itself, but to not steer away from the story too far, I'll try to sum it up. People found a picture of Millie with blonde highlights in 2025, which contradicts what she told her stylist.
And then she asked me, have you had any bleach in your hair? No, not in over 10 years.
Millie clarified in a comment that the highlights were from 2021 and she got them for free. And some people were like, girl, you still lied. You said you hadn't bleached your hair in over 10 years. Other people were like,
That don't matter.
It's not her whole head. Other people were like, as a stylist, it does matter. She lied and she should have disclosed this to her stylist. Random people came in and were like, boom, it's not just the highlights. She actually was more blonde in 2021. Blonder, if you will. I saw people saying that she was also blonde in 2023, but the pictures that I saw with that information either didn't contain a date on the actual picture itself, or the picture/video is actually dated from 2021, but someone just put text over it and said Millie was blonde in 2025. Someone did say Millie posted a video admitting that she had lied, but she deleted it. All I can really say in regards to that is there are no longer any videos on Millie's TikTok page dating before October of 2025, whereas previously there were videos that went back to 2021. Take from that information whatever you may. I don't know. Millie is definitely giving Mean Girl vibes. I feel her true colors are starting to show. Shaking my head. She has full grounds to sue you, and I hope she does. People who purposely destroy someone's career is a dangerous person. So you lied. Things started to get out of hand. A large number of people were turning on Millie. So Alfredo Lewis, who Millie had been in contact with, kind of took it upon himself to make some clarifications and reinforce that he believes Millie is telling the truth. Update, I'm gonna answer a reoccurring question up here. In her consult, she told me she did a few highlights and extensions over 6 years ago. It was the last time she could afford to do her hair before her divorce. She went to box dye next 6 years. This was told to the salon as far as I know as well, but I wasn't there. The picture is from 2021. Y'all haven't ever used an old pic, especially if you can't afford to get new. Also, please stop posting pics of her kids. She's a single mom. Have some respect, please. I get the passion, but let's chill on the young stylist and have some grace. Let's stop adding to false narratives. I will focus on helping Millie. Posting her kids? That's actually insane. What is wrong with people? As you could probably tell from Alfredo's comment, spoiler alert, Millie has taken him up on his offer for help. By the time all of this went down, Millie had gotten a refund, Ashlyn had lost her job, and the owner of Vanity Salon issued the most nonchalant apology of 2026 thus far.
Hi, I'm Amanda, owner of Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina.
Okay.
For 15 years, I have proudly owned and operated Vanity with dignity, integrity, and a commitment to our clients.
Where's the flavor in this?
Most of our stylists have been with us for 8 or more years now, and I'm incredibly proud of the reputation that they have helped us build.
Right.
First and foremost, I would like to sincerely apologize to Millie for her experience. I take what happened very seriously. The matter has been addressed internally. The stylist has refunded Millie her money, and the stylist involved is no longer with our salon.
Girl, if you got somewhere better to be, don't let us keep you.
While we sincerely regret this experience, one unfortunate incident does not reflect the standards, talent, or integrity of our salon as a whole. It should not overshadow 15 years of hard work, loyal clients, and talented professionals who take tremendous pride in the services that they provide. We respect everyone's right to share experiences, voice concerns. However, fraudulent appointments, harassment, death threats to myself or any of my staff have crossed a line and are now affecting our ability to serve our clients. These actions are unacceptable and they will be handled appropriately. We will not engage in online arguments or negativity. We will continue to operate with the same integrity and dignity that have guided Vanity Salon for the past 15 years. Thank you.
To no one's surprise, the comments are currently off on that video. Okay, so things are mostly looking up for Millie. She got her money back. There's buzz about her ban from the people that still support her. There's a plan in place for her hair with the Alfredo Lewis. Sure, there's some speculation about how honest she was, but a lot of people still believe and support her. What could go wrong? Remember I told you to write down black box hair dye? Millie's hair is dyed black, and apparently black box dye and perms don't go together.
I hate that we have to talk about this, and I honestly feel so bad for this lady. The way that the stylist in the salon has treated her is absolutely abhorrent, and I'm embarrassed for our industry. Like, literally no wonder the whole of the internet hates us. But we're going to turn this into a learning corner about why black box color and perm solution do not go together. So black box color, mostly black box color, carries metallic salts.
Right.
I'm not going to say you're not going to find metallic salts in other box colors. I'm sure that they are out there, but black specifically carries the biggest load of metallic salts. These black box colors, they rely on these metallic salts because these metals are highly efficient, cheap chemical binding agents for producing dense, opaque, jet black coverage. So that's why you're gonna find like the largest amount in black box color.
Right.
So if you're a stylist who's wanting to do perms and somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I have layers and layers of black box color, I want a perm, your answer should automatically be, no, no ma'am, not today, not ever. Would you like a different service, a haircut, a blowout? I will not be taking your money. I will not be frying your hair off. Because what happened to that woman's hair is not reversible. She's going to have to maintain and deal until all of that grows out. When these metallic salts that are in black box color meet an alkaline agent,
Alkaline. Like the water?
which is going to be your perm solution,
Exactly.
they cause a violent exothermic reaction. And exothermic means heat generating.
Exactly.
I'm talking seconds to minutes that this is going to heat up so fast that it's going to fry your hair. And the longer it sits on, the worse it's going to get. I'm honestly surprised that she has as much of her hair left as she does. Now, you would think that you would be able to go into the hair with like a chelating
Can a what?
or a CPR or
Right.
a color remover or a crystal gel or something
Right.
and kind of pull some of those metallic salts out. The answer is no. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, I want a perm and I have box black hair color, well, first of all, I don't do perms, but if I did, I would be like, no, because I'm not even gonna chance it. And if somebody does come to you with box color and they want a perm, I would look up the perm. Find out if there's metallic salts in it, or just err on the side of caution and say no. It's really your choice. I have seen people with box color get perms before and it'd be absolutely fine.
I've never been good at chemistry, but I interpreted that as black box dye and perm solution have too much going on to be mixed together. And if you mix them together on your head anyway, your hair is gonna be cast in the next remake of The Wizard of Oz as the Wicked Witch of the West. Any stylist can clarify in the comments if I have misinterpreted.
You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And clearly this stylist didn't know any of this. And for her to tell this woman, like, no, I'm not going to give you a refund. I told you there was a chance that your hair could melt, and then hang up on her that's an inexcusable behavior. Like, we're not doing that.
The person that made that video is Crystal Chaos, a seemingly well-respected hairstylist out of Indianapolis. Upon watching this video, I thought it was informative. Crystal comes off as a very forward and direct communicator. It seems as though once Crystal noticed that brands and hairstylists, namely Alfredo Lewis, were commenting on Millie's posts and offering to save or fix Millie's hair. She goes on to double down about brands and stylists taking Millie's situation as an opportunity to cash in on virality.
This is not something that is fixable aside from shaving her head. And again, what I don't know what Alfredo's going to do. He's going to give her the best blowout of her life, and then she's going to go home and wash her hair. It's going to feel like straw again. So I don't know what these brands are thinking, but I'm really kind of tired of seeing brands and people like try to cash in on others' viral moments and get their virality moment out of it too.
And emphasizes that there is no fixing Millie's hair.
Be like, we helped Millie fix her hair. No, you didn't, because you can't. It's not possible. Like, that girl's gonna have to let her hair grow out. Now, will these products help make her hair more manageable? Maybe. Will it make it easier to live with? Maybe. Sure, she's definitely gonna need a healthy haircut. But watching these brands try to like pick at these viral moments and be like, we helped, we care. It's like, no, you care about views and you care about being seen. Would Alfredo be offering to fly her out if her video only had 20,000 views or 50,000 views? Probably not. I've only ever seen him try to help people who have millions and millions of views because he's cashing in on that virality, the same as these brands are doing.
People in her comment section seem to agree a lot, especially in regards to Alfredo Lewis. Again, I don't know much about Alfredo, but the main critique that I see in regards to his approach to fixing botched hair seems to be that he just adds extensions to hide the problem. That is not ideal because extensions typically require daily upkeep and need to be maintained by a professional, making them expensive and high maintenance for most people. You know who didn't agree with Crystal Chaos's take? Millie. She saw Crystal's video and left this now deleted comment. Didn't realize you knew everything. Your opinion is negative, biased, and I'm sick of you tearing him apart. He has a whole team of stylists and brands working on this together. Just you wait. From what I could tell, Crystal promptly responded to that comment.
I'm gonna try and make this as nice as possible. Millie has entered the chat. Millie has found the video, she understands what we're saying, and she does not like it. Apparently she has spoken to Alfredo. I'm gonna speak directly to Millie on this. I can understand how you would find that this video is very negative. However, you don't know me from Adam, and we have literally never spoken before. Hi, my name is Crystal. Nothing I say about hair or hair color is not scientifically backed. Everything has a scientific meaning when I am explaining it on this app. So when I am saying your hair is fried from the inside out and the structure is absolutely destroyed, it has scientific backing. Now, I know that can be hard to hear. Seeing hundreds of people say that you need to shave your head and start over fresh can be very frustrating and hard to hear. And honestly, I would be upset by it too. And I'm very sorry if you took that the wrong way or if it made you feel some type of way. When I saw your video initially, I had your back 100% because that should have never happened to you. And I'm so sorry that it happened to you. In another life, I would have told you to sue that girl or at least call the state board. But when I found out she was a new stylist, I quickly realized that this is going to scar her for the rest of her life. She may never do hair again, which, you know what? Maybe that's what you want, and that's fine. When I saw your video, I knew that you were not a girl who was getting on the internet to cry for clout. But I have to question some things, and only because you put your personal business on the internet am I going to also bring them into this video. You said you saved up for 6 years for a $200 perm. And you know what? The economy sucks. You're a single mom, you work minimum wage, trying to get your music off the ground. I have been there and I totally get it. My question to you is, and this is a serious question, it's not an accusation, how are you going to maintain the thousands of dollars worth of hair extensions that he is going to put in your hair?
Well, hold on.
Hold on on that. Hold on.
Yes, that might be Alfredo's thing, but maybe they worked out something else for her special case. I don't know. Well, none of us know at this point, the time of the recording. Either way, it's an assumption. An educated guess, sure, but still, you don't know yet.
My other question is, why did you not choose one of the smaller businesses somewhere near you? Did you think because they had less followers that they would not be as good at their job? There is a place that you could have gone right down the street and had your hair maintained until you grew out whatever happened to it.
I think she's just taken an opportunity to work with someone that she loves and maybe has loved for a long time. I mean, just look at the response to his original comment. He offered to fly her out, and I think most people would take a most expenses paid trip to LA. I guess I personally just don't see the issue with that.
I'm very curious about that, and I'm also curious as to why you're not defending the other stylists that were in your comments trying to help you the way that you are defending Alfredo.
Well, she's responding to you, and you didn't call out any other stylist by name Crystal.
I fully understand how that video can come off negative. That was not my intention because it was not aimed at you. It was aimed at the people saying that it could be fixed. My thoughts and opinions on Alfredo are my thoughts and opinions on Alfredo. No one should have tagged you in that video and said you need to listen to her and do what she says. That was not my intent. I hope when you go to LA, you have the time of your fucking life. Girl, go catch a sunset on the beach because they are absolutely killer. I hope Alfredo and his team treat you with nothing but respect because that is what you deserve after going through what you went through. I hope that you leave with the most stunning head of hair and he fills up a suitcase full of products to help you maintain and manage what has happened to your hair so that you don't have to shave your head. You don't know me from Adam. We have literally never spoken before, and I'm disappointed that these are the first words that you had to say to me. I can understand that you're defending someone who has offered to fly you somewhere and help you. I do get it. Truly, I do. Personally, I think adding extensions to it is going to cause more harm than good, but if it makes you feel good and it's a temporary fix to get you out of your funk, then I hope that it does everything that you're hoping that it does.
I thought Crystal's response was fine aside from her passive-aggressive questions. Not that my opinion really matters. I can't tell if this now deleted response from Millie was right before or right after Crystal's response because the video is deleted, but Millie did sort of apologize to Crystal.
I just wanted to say to Crystal, I'm sorry. I went a little catty. I got a little mama bear.
She also reiterated her trust for Alfredo.
It's just that I already love Alfredo, and when somebody comes after somebody that I love, I get a little offended. And some of your assumptions and accusations of how he was going to go about taking care of me and his reasonings for wanting to take care of my hair didn't sit with me right. First of all, Alfredo did not just come to me and ask, hey, can I take care of your hair one time? No, he was the first stylist before my video even hit 1 million views. I'm not talking first stylist that was a big stylist. First stylist even in my area. Like, that reached out to me, offered to cover travel, stay, my hair sessions, my hair products, and upkeep, coming back every time that I need to come back and paying for it out of his own pocket every single time. Also, he's working with a team. It's not just him. It's a whole team of people. He's also working with other brands that you also said that you didn't trust. But these brands have teams who do tons of research into the different products that they're creating. And just like, I know I'm not accusing you of not being an expert in your field. I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to hair. I'm sure you do. That's why you have established such a following. I'm just saying I don't like when you say that other people don't know what they're talking about or that they don't know hair like science.
In her response, she doesn't say anything that I would deem particularly bad. She did say that Crystal left a mean response in regards to her comment.
The other thing too is, after I commented my catty comment, you responded, actually, I'm glad what happened to you happened to you. You deserved it. And I just want to say I think that's a reflection of your attitude, not mine. If you truly meant well from the beginning, I don't get why that would have been your response.
So maybe that's why she chose to delete the response. Maybe she regretted including that. She also did admit that she's now in like full clout mode with promoting her band and her music.
And then lastly, yes, I am definitely clout chasing now. This is my 15 minutes of fame where I have eyes on me and I can soak it all up to do the one thing I've dreamt of since I was a child, which is to make a living off of my music, for people to hear my music and for me to finally be able to do shows and have a band that I love to make music with, and I get to perform with them on stage and get to see my fans singing my lyrics. That is a dream. Of course I'm going to go for that now. I would be silly not to. I'd be stupid not to. I gotta run now.
So maybe she made herself cringe and then decided to delete it. Who knows? While we do love the honesty, I do see how that could be sort of off-putting for anybody that was riding for her through this entire situation. To make things even trickier for Millie, the top comment on Crystal's response is an accusation of her scamming a couple as a wedding photographer. She literally tried to scam my husband and I out of thousands of dollars for wedding photography she refused to do. There's a whole investigation going on in that comment section. What's kind of funny is that Millie also responded but then deleted it. The tea is that I canceled my photography contract with her before her wedding or even engagement, unless engagement is a word. So engagement photos even happened or began, and I never had to do so with any other bride. That is defamation at this point. The tea is we fired you from doing our wedding photos because you ghosted and were unprofessional. Then y'all held our wedding video without providing it for over a year. So much happened. Millie's responses are now gone, but I can verify they were definitely there. I saw it with my own 2 eyes and I took that screenshot with my own hands because I noticed that Millie deletes a lot of things. I'm not saying that's an admission of guilt or anything. Sometimes you respond to something or post a comment, you're like, why'd I say that? Why'd I even do that? And then you delete it. I do it on YouTube all the time. I will not be diving into whether she did or did not scam those people. There's way too much going on. But I will say, right before I started recording, Millie came on my timeline assuring everyone that she is not a lying, cheating, stealing, manipulative, botched perm mastermind.
I want to clear some things up, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to hide or deceive any of you, because it couldn't be farther from the truth. I am just very shaken up by all of the videos, and a lot of the responses are, well, you deserve it, this is what you did to Ashlyn. I never meant for Ashlyn to receive any of this kind of hate at all. When I posted that video, I thought my 300 followers would see it, and that was it. I understand that I can't control whether you guys believe me or not, but I do want to be clear also that in my first video I made, I know I did misspeak. I misspoke. I said that I told her I hadn't had any bleach dye in my hair in over 10 years. The way that it happened when I was in the chair, well, she said, what's your hair history been like the past 10 years? And at first I said, I've only had box dye. And then I corrected myself and I said, actually, the last time I had my hair professionally done was 6 years ago. And she did it at the time for me for free because I was doing some photos for her. I knew it was something that I couldn't pay to upkeep, but I got it done because it was fun. Being a brand owner, I have recycled those photos of myself over and over and over again anytime there's an about me section that needs to be made. So whenever I got divorced in 2025, I had a hard time finding a job because the only thing I had done so far was really be a brand owner for my photography. And so for a little bit I tried to relaunch my brand. I made this big thing talking about how I couldn't wait to be back and take photos of people. It didn't work. It flopped. But those are the photos that you guys are seeing around. I'm sorry I misspoke in my first video. I really was not trying to hurt anybody.
I do want to leave this on a positive note. I don't know how much things have progressed since the making of this video, but Alfredo chimed in with a really nice and reassuring response for people who were skeptical of him.
This is such a hot topic right now on social media, and I get it. You guys are passionate and you're invested. But I hope at the very least, no matter how we feel about different things, we can all agree that Millie deserves to have her hair looked at, helped, TLC, and that we just want her to be in a better place with it than she is right now. Now, the first thing I want to clear up is this idea that I'm going to fix Millie's hair and magically make it better again. There's a big difference to me with helping somebody, helping a client that's been through something like this, get to a better place and seeing it through until they get to the other side, than magically saying that you're going to fix something. I've had a lot of conversations with Millie, and I've been very clear with her what the expectations are, and my plan is to stick with her through this over multiple appointments. I agree with some of the other videos, even the ones that kind of come at me, because this is not fixable. There is no magic fix to this. What's happened to her hair chemically cannot be undone, and I do agree with that. But you guys don't even know yet what I'm gonna do.
I think so far what we know of the plan sounds reasonable. He goes on to share the story of some of the people that he has helped and stuck with throughout their journey, and lets everyone know he plans to do the same thing with Millie. Not sure if Millie's results are out by the time I upload this, but it seems like the black box dye was ultimately the main culprit. I don't believe this was some elaborate scheme for clout. She may have misspoke about the timeline for when she bleached her hair, or she could have just lied to her stylist and to us. People do be lying. Hopefully Ashlyn is able to bounce back, and if her professionalism was truly as bad as Millie made it out to be, maybe she'll at least rethink the no refund policy. Either way, I'm sure she would appreciate lots of prayers. And yeah, that's it. That's the video. What are your thoughts? I'm sure there's been massive updates to this story since filming and editing and whatnot. If you have some to share, leave them in the comments. Do you believe Millie? Do you think it was just a scheme? Were you skeptical of her the whole time? Were you unaware of Permgate? I'll be in the comments. Seriously, if you watched this entire video, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for anyone who's subscribed to my channel and continues to like and comment. As you saw, today's video had a sponsor, my very first sponsor, and that only happened because people chose to subscribe to me and leave engaging comments and all the things that brands look for. But essentially, it only happened because of you. My channel is still very small, obviously, but I'm very grateful for all of you. Everyone who just started watching my content and everyone who's been watching since I was doing who knows what. There's so much different type of content on this channel. So love you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Cheers. Why are y'all going to the salon to get your hair permed anyway? My mom used to perm my hair in the kitchen. Was she supposed to have a license to do that?